Introduction to Pandas Series and DataFrames. Welcome! In this lesson, we will explore Pandas, a popular tool for working with data. We will learn about series and DataFrames, two key building blocks in Pandas. By the end, you will know how to read data, explore it, and solve mini data problems with Pandas. Running the cell now. Let us get started by setting up our environment. Let us get ready. This line turns off warning messages so our output stays clean. Now we are bringing in Pandas, which is the main library we will use for data. We give it a short name, PD, to save typing. We also bring in NumPy, as NP, for numerical calculations, which is sometimes needed with Pandas. Running the cell now. To practice, try importing Pandas below as PD if you have not done it before. What is a Pandas series? A series is like a smart list with labels. Each value in a series has a label called the index. Let us make our first series next. Running the cell now. Think about times you have seen data with row labels, such as dates or names. Here is how we create a series. We are making a series with 3 numbers showing how many of each fruit we have. The index, or labels, are fruit names that help us know what each number means. Let us look at the result so you can see both the values and their labels. Running the cell now. Try creating a series for pets or colors that you like. Let us use a label to get just one value from our series. We pick out the number for the bananas by using its label between quotes. This lets us find data by name instead of remembering number positions. Running the cell now. Practice, try changing the label to another fruit to see what you get. Introduction to DataFrames. A data frame is like a spreadsheet or table. It has rows and columns, with labels for each. We can hold more complex data in a data frame. Running the cell now. Think about any table you have seen, such as a class list or a sales report. Let us build a simple table for a class with names and scores. We start with a dictionary, which maps each column name to a list of values. The result is a data frame. Each row holds all the info for a single student. We see 3 columns: name, score, and past. Each row stands for 1 student. Now, let us print it to see the table layout. These labels make it easy to understand the data. Running the cell now. Try adding a new column to show favorite color for each student. Let us see how big our data frame is and what columns it has. The shape shows how many rows and columns we have. Listing the columns gives each label as a list. This helps us know how to access data. Running the cell now. Practice, try printing students.head to preview the first rows. Data setup. Next, let us work with a real-world dataset, shampoo sales. We will load it from a web URL using Pandas. Running the cell now. Ready to see some real sales numbers? Let us fetch them now. Here we load the shampoo sales data and take a look at it. We save the URL of the CSV file as a string. Read_CSV loads the file right into a data frame. This line shows the shape, or dimensions, of the data. Head gives us a preview of the first rows, which helps us understand the contents. Running the cell now. Check, how many columns can you find? What are their names? Now, let us make a simple line plot to visualize the monthly sales. Matplotlib lets us make nice charts right in the notebook. We plot month on the x-axis and sales numbers on the y-axis. Adding a title helps us remember what we are seeing. Xlabel and Illabel add clear labels to the chart axes. Rotate the labels so they do not overlap. Adjust layout so our chart looks neat. Finally, Show pops up the chart for us to see trends. Running the cell now. What patterns do you notice in the sales chart? Is there a month with high sales? Let us pick out just the sales column from our data frame. When we use brackets and the column name, we get a series. This series has only the sales values, not the months. Let us print the first few to get an idea. Running the cell now. Changed sales to the month and see what happens. Let us get a quick summary of the numbers using Describe. Describe calculates things like average, mean, lowest, and highest sales. Running the cell now. Which month do you think sold the most shampoo? Handling missing values. Sometimes, data is missing or empty. We call this a missing value. Let us see how to find and fill missing data. Running the cell now. Think of missing data like holes in your address book. Let us check if we have any empty spots in our dataset. ISNL marks each missing data point as true. Sum adds up how many missing spots there are for each column. Running the cell now. What will you do if you find missing values? Let us fill one next. Here is how to fill missing data with 0. Fill replaces any gaps in the data with a value you pick, like 0. This makes sure nothing is empty so calculations will work smoothly. Let us print the top rows to see the changes. Running the cell now. Try filling missing values with the average instead of 0. Now let us make a new column that holds the log of the sales numbers. We create a new column called Log Sales. For each sales value, we find its log. This helps when numbers have a wide range. If a value is 0, we keep it as 0 to avoid errors. Running the cell now. See if you can make a column that doubles each sales value. Suppose we want to find only the months with high sales. Here we filter our table, keeping only rows where sales are greater than 500. This helps us zoom in on the best months. Running the cell now. Try changing 500 to 400 and watch how many rows you get. Let us sort the whole table to see the months with the most sales at the top. Sort underscore values lets us rearrange the rows of the table by any column. By setting ascending to false, the biggest sales numbers show up first. Head shows the top result so we can peek quickly. Running the cell now. Sort by month to see the order by date. Next, let us see total sales for each year. Here we use split to grab the year from the month string. Group B lets us group rows with the same year and sum combines the sales. This can show us if there was growth or drops over years. Running the cell now. Can you use mean instead of sum to get average sales per year? Try it. Let us move through each row, one at a time. Iteros gives each row as a pair of index and row data. We print the month and sales side by side. We stop after 3 rows to keep output short. Running the cell now. Try printing only the rows where sales are above 500. Now it is your turn. Find the month with the highest sales. LOC helps us pick a row where something special happens. IDSMAX finds the spot of the largest sales value. Finally, we print the name of the best month directly. Running the cell now. Want a challenge? Find the worst month instead by using IDEXMIN. Let us measure sales growth from start to finish. We grab the very first and last sales values. Simple math finds the percent difference between them. Round keeps the number easy to read. Now we print the total growth as a percent. Running the cell now. Try this on other columns or time ranges if you like. What happens if we try to get a column that does not exist? A try-except block helps us handle errors safely. If we use a wrong column name, Python gives a key error. When that happens, we print a friendly message instead of crashing. Running the cell now. Try accessing a real column and see the difference. Let us ask the user which column they want to look at. Input shows a prompt for the column name, and we save the answer. We check if the answer is a real column in our data frame. If yes, we print the first few values. If no, we show a gentle message. Running the cell now. Try typing sales or month when asked. Recap: what have we learned? How to use Pandas series and data frames. How to load and explore real-world data. How to clean, analyze, and visualize the data. Simple ways to group, filter, and sort information. Great job learning these tools. Running the cell now. Ready for more? Try to find the month with the lowest sales. Try it yourself and subscribe. Try changing numbers, labels, or filters in any code cell. Share your mini-project results in the comments. Like and subscribe for more Python data science lessons. Running the cell now. We hope you had fun. See you in the next lesson.